So at Jesse Brown, we're currently enrolling people to come in who are 65 years and older, those who have end-stage renal disease on dialysis, cancer, organ transplant patients of any age, and then the CDC defined essential frontline workers. So just briefly, I got some great stats from my colleague, Mr. Stephen Miller, over there in our public affairs, resourceful guy on the spot. So to date, we've vaccinated 8,500 veterans and staff within our facility. We're vaccinating at a rate of 400 to 500 per day.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive.
That is.
If you think about everything it takes to orchestrate a vaccine rollout. With regard to racial breakdown at Jesse Brown, folks of African descent have been 52% of the people who have gotten vaccine, and our white colleagues are 41%. And so we are offering those vaccines to people who fit the categories, who are our patients already in primary care, and to veterans who are not in primary care. We have resources and a connection line that they can call to get themselves on the schedule to find out how to go about getting enrolled in care and thereby be stratified for vaccine.
Oh, fantastic. It sounds like they're doing a lot of good work there. And, one of the things that people sometimes ask is, can you get the, virus from the vaccine? And what would be your reply to that?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that question, because that is part of what we talk about when we hear so much about mistrust in the medical arena, mistrust in public health, simply because of historical and current experiences that people have. So one of the things that I'm very pleased to report is that with the CDC information, it is not possible to get COVID disease from the messenger RNA vaccines. So the messenger RNA vaccines are a different technology. They're actually not brand new. They have been used in other vaccine research for other vaccines. But with regard to this current emergency in which we find ourselves, very, very good mechanism, a new mechanism. The most common question I get, Doc, is when patients come into my office and I am pushing this vaccine like 40 going north. I am not playing with it. The most common question I get is, well, Doc, how do I know that I'm not going to get COVID if I get the vaccine? Is it safe? So with the messenger RNA vaccines, what happens is that, unlike in other vaccines, even in the flu shot, when we give like a killed or inactivated virus, we introduce that into you. We introduce that into kids. I get my flu vaccine every year, like clockwork. This is different because we are not injecting the SARS-CoV-2 or the coronavirus into you. We're taking a tiny piece of the internal genetic material and injecting that into your body, so that when it's incorporated into our own cells are tricked into mimicking proteins from the virus, so that our bodies recognize ourselves as the virus, even though they're not, and thereby create antibodies to destroy them. So you would definitely have to talk to our colleagues over there in ID, infectious diseases, and immunology to talk about the full process. But no, the short answer is no, you cannot get COVID from the messenger RNA vaccine.
Right, and it's been the technology's been around for 20 years, and then we have the technology has advanced very rapidly, just like our iPhones have. We also have telecommunications. It's easier for the scientists to communicate with each other. I think this is probably the most watched vaccine in the history of vaccines. You have people all around the world you are watching this every step of the way, and so it wasn't rushed. A lot of administrative hurdles and roadblocks were taken out of the way, and vaccine being produced. And we weren't supposed to be taking calls, but there's one caller who wanted to ask a question, a brief question, and that is Chuck, a veteran from Oak Park. How are you doing, Chuck?
Yes, blessings to you, gentlemen. I'm in category. Oh, I'm not in category grade, category 2, but I want to know whether there's waivers if I have preconditions, and under that age. 2 is that I'm a Jesse Brown. That's what my primary care doctor is, and I've been there a few times for appointments, and I know the lines are empty. There are no lines there at Jesse Brown, so I don't know whether they're coming there to get the shots or not. And 3, is there any way to find out which vaccine does the VA do? Is there the vaccine? Is it Module or Pfizer or AstraZeneca?
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you asked that question because I'm sure that many veterans around our area have that question. There is a contact number that we can provide for you so that you can call in to find out about specifics about your getting the vaccine and your inclusion in this Group 1B. So I can make those, through Dr. Arnold, we can make that number available to you. The VA does have both the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines. No others at this point. We do not have the Johnson & Johnson's at this point until that has been fully rolled out. So at this point right now, we are giving the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines.
So he can go to you have a general number like jessebrownva.gov or...
yes, hold on one second. Let me pull. I just had that right in front of
me. But a good question, Chuck. Thank you very much for that question.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, as you're looking for that, one of the things that also people ask, are the vaccines, what are the side effects of a vaccine, and what are the common things that I can experience? I had the vaccine actually myself exactly 1 week ago for the first dose. And I had a little bit of soreness in my left arm. I did it in my left because I was going to use my right to do everything else, drive and, write and all that kind of thing. But it just lasted less than a day. And so I feel fine, had no other side effects at all. And so most commonly, I guess it's a little swelling, a little bit of soreness in the area, and maybe a little bit of redness. But other than that, maybe you can talk about the side effects.